Oh, no, we're not going live. Oh, we are live. Great. Sorry, a bit of a misstart there. I thought we'd gone live and I already did my intro, but I'll do it again. Welcome back. It's not showing as being live on my phone, which... Are we live? There we go, right. Still getting my head around this baffling technology. But yes, let's go. So here are the Ered Mithrin veterans. And if you're new to these streams, welcome to Rise of Mordor, welcome to my concept art, and we're working on these guys. We worked on them from the start. We've done the whole process with this concept, and the reason I'm trying to get these finished quite quickly is you're actually going to see them modelled. Perhaps tomorrow, I'm not sure, but our modeller who's going to model these is keen to get started. So for any of you fans who are sad that the Grim Hammers are going, I think you'll be very pleased to know that these guys are going to replace them. But let's get started. So yeah, welcome. And as mentioned in all the other streams, our links are down below. Social media. We do most of our stuff over Discord. You can see all kinds of sneak peek previews there. You can there's the download link as well, and I think there's also my personal social media links there if you'd like to see more of my work. But let's get on with it. So this stream is really for the details. We're going to focus on things like that belt buckle there and the beard, and make them look really, bring that final touch to the concept. And also let's start with the mail. So I watched a video this morning actually about mail armor, and it's not as easy as you think. It's really almost a bane of an artist. It takes so long, but let's get started. So let's get a bit more than that. Each link. So I'm going to do each link, and I know it's probably not necessary to do each link for a concept because you're essentially just trying to convey the rough idea of what the unit's about. But I like to do things this detailed. Gives it a more realistic touch. And apologies if it's quiet. We can't really use music or Lord of the Rings music anyway, because a couple of our videos have gotten flagged by Warner Brothers, and one of our streams got taken down the other day, which was a shame. So I'll try and keep things interesting, and always feel free to ask questions and give your suggestions on the concept. It's very much your concept, this one, so I want you to be as involved as possible. Don't worry, these rings are looking a little dodgy at the moment, but we'll sort them out. We see a lot of sort of big ring chainmail in the Hobbit movie, so that, and also helps with the, trying to convey scale, because these dwarves are obviously smaller. So if they have big rings on, it makes it look to the player. It helps with perspective and then stuff like that. So just going to do the other rings now. And you'll note there's two figures on this page, but we're actually just going to do this front view. Everything selected. Whoops. We're going to do the front view, and I'm going to finish this guy off camera, just because it keeps things interesting. You don't You don't want to see things twice. So yeah. Mail armor just takes a while, I'm afraid. But it's always worth it. It always looks good in the end. We'll come back to that in a minute when we do our highlights and our shadows. Of course, mail, it's obviously a lot more complex than what I'm drawing here, but this is a kind of, it's a good way of drawing it without, you know, spending an age on each single link and stuff like that. Basically a lot of C shapes. I'm going to redo those bits because you want to get that, they sort of get close together when there's a curve. Sloping down a bit, so let me just fix that. To anyone who's just joined, this is actually going to be the final stream of these guys. You won't see these guys worked on again on stream, but that's because you'll see them worked in 3D on stream. So anyone who is a dwarf fan, I'm sure you're very happy right now. These guys are going to get, I think what we'll do is you'll see this guy, the process of this on concept, then you'll see him modelled, and then I'll do the unit cards. So I'll do a separate stream for unit cards, and you'll see me do this guy's unit card. So you essentially see the entire unit process. Casper Rosa saying, what concept art will I do next? You'll see very shortly. Desert themed, I'll say. And as thanks for reminding me though, but we've got, if you want to have a look at all our planned factions and rosters, all the units and concepts and unit cards, the link to our Trello page is in the description as well, which is essentially like a roadmap without any specified time or anything, but it's a roadmap to see what's coming, if you're into that. Fingers McNicolson is a moderator saying, we can try the Rise of Mordor soundtrack if I want music. That's a good point. That's a good point. I do want... I'm not even sure how to get music working, to be honest, but I'll look into that for next time. Yes, thank you. Meaty saying it's a nice looking orc. It is, isn't it? Cafalor. Yes, wonderful. Can't wait to see more. Thanks. Thanks, man. Joseph Maloney saying he's loving the streams and seeing the development of the mod. I feel less in the dark. That's the aim, yeah. Yeah, it's really good to hear that. We're doing it to, get people excited and make you feel more involved. So I'm glad it is working. Oh, a Tamas Celeste. Hi. Welcome, my friend. We're working on the Ered Mithrin veterans. The final stream you'll see of them, but hopefully you'll see the 3D modelling process of these guys fairly soon. So stay tuned for that. It's a classic, but hit the bell. Subscribe and hit the bell, and you will be notified when we do streams. or you can go to the Discord, and if you go to the server setup channel, you can give yourself the follower role, and then you'll get all notifications for events and streams that happen. So do that, and hope to see you next time. Beautiful as always. Thank you very much, Thomas. And Abel saying, hi, what's up? We're doing the Ered Mithrin Veterans. It's the last stream of the mini-series, I guess, that you can call these guys. But you'll start to see the 3D modelling process very soon. And we're just working on the mail underneath. And oh, sorry, I forgot to address the fact that if you were at the end of last stream, you'll see that it's very different now in that I've done all the scales. And I've sort of tidied everything up a bit. Not this guy. This is how he looked at the beginning of last stream. That's how he ended up looking. And we're just doing we're doing the mail armor now. Meaty's saying he hit the bell and now his screen is cracked. Don't do that, folks. But do hit the bell icon. I'm terribly sorry for your loss, Meaty. It's for the good of the mod. So it's a sacrifice that I'm sure we're all willing to make. It's beautiful. Thank you, Abel. They look. That's not curving. We need to make them. Trying to make this mail look like it's wrapping around the body. And the links are really big for two reasons, and that is, A, we want to make them feel really dwarvish. Really dwarvish links will be kind of square, but then I imagine that'd be pretty painful to wear. So we're going to keep them round, but also it helps with scale. Having these, shorter characters wearing massive helmets and shoulder pieces and massive rings on the chainmail really helps with, convincing the player that these guys really are small. Meaty's saying, man, this dwarf is thick. He certainly is. He has seen many, many battles. Doesn't mess around. Oh, I actually forgot to do these scales. They look a little undetailed at the moment. Ignore that. We'll do them. I'll do them off camera. AVO saying, I can't wait to see more of your concept art. Thanks, man. If you head to the previews channel on our Discord, you can have a look at all the concept art I've been producing. I'm on a gap year this year, so I've got plenty of time. No excuse, really, not to. You can see all the really cool new stuff that's coming in the next update. Dwarves. There's a new elite unit for Linden. Our project leader's just finished, which is one of my first concepts, actually. It goes to show how much the difference between the 2D side and the 3D side, in that must have done 100 designs for the Rise of Mordor in my 9 months or so I've been here. But I've only 2 or 3 have been made in 3D, which is weird. It's weird. And it gives you a good appreciation of how much effort it takes to make 3D stuff. Rita's saying they're midgets. Dwarves are midgets? Dwarves are midgets. Don't think that's the politically correct term, though. And I wouldn't say it to these guys, certainly. They don't look too pleased. Luncasu Flores. Oh, sorry, apologies. Luncasu Flores. Hello there. Welcome. We're doing the male Horbuck for these guys at the moment. And this is the last stream of the mini-series of these Ered Mithrin veterans, just because you'll see the 3D modelling process fairly soon of these guys. So you'll essentially get to see the entire unit process. Meaty saying General Kenobi. I'm not sure what that's in reference to, but General Kenobi, yes, indeed. Get rid of those scales. There we go. We had 17. Let's go slightly smaller, slightly higher like that. Let's get some reflections on them. Just call me Flo or Floris. Well, yes, I'll do that in future. It's nice to see names that I've seen before popping up. So thanks for tuning in again if you have. And if you're from the Discord, you're a community member, do let me know your Discord name because I might recognise you. Luckily, these guys don't have much chainmail mail. Sorry, I should call it mail. It's the historical term, not chainmail. They don't have much mail exposed, luckily. Oh, I don't like that at all. I'm going to get rid of all of that. Get a low opacity just to make things easier. The force is strong with this one. And Floris saying, no worries, I'll actually join soon. Is that the, you think of joining the development team? In which case, that'd be incredible. Any help we can get. I mean, there's all kinds of ways you can help us, really. Just being a really active, supportive community member it does a lot to help us, find the motivation. Because with a free voluntary project like this, we rely on that really to get us through. So do check out the recruitment channel on our Discord, where you can see all kinds of different roles you can do to help. Git, hi. You're back again. I remember you from last stream. Welcome. Thanks for tuning in. This is the last one of the 3 that we're going to do for these guys, because you'll see Frusty start modelling these guys soon. So, and if any of you are upset that the Grim Hammers are being removed, I'm sure you'll be happy to know that these guys are going to be arriving fairly soon. We're just working on the male hauberk. We're going to do a lot of the details today, like the belt buckle. Now, last stream I got quite worked up about the dragon head on his helmet. I didn't go into that stream, with a design in mind. So I ended up getting a bit flustered, and you guys really saved it because I had no clue what I was doing. But now I've got a nice design in mind for the belt buckle right next to me. Floris saying he will look at he will join the development team. That's what you mean, which would be great. Noel, your name is Tan Allen. Oh, I recognise you. Yeah. Are you the guy that boosted the server recently? That reminds me. If you do boost the server, you get access to the sneak peeks channel, where basically us developers dump all our work in progress shots. New units, maps, concepts, everything. And that's really the only way you can support us. Is it financial? I'm not actually sure about all that. We can't take donations, of course, because it's a massive breach of copyright if we do. So I was saying the only thing I might help you is voice acting and general ideas. Voice acting, I think that's coming fairly soon. I'm not sure what the current state of that is, whether we can or not just yet. But yeah, stay tuned for that. Max Herodine, another familiar name. Evening, you've got a beer? Good, good. Sat down for evening, kids in bed. Love watching these streams. Keep up the good work. Thank you very much. Whoops. Thank you very much. Means a lot to hear that from our community. Flora saying he has a good orc voice. Ah, good. I look forward to hearing it. Thomas saying, when will you do the Lothlorien faction? So Lothlorien is, I've done a couple of concepts for them already. And I'm actually doing, if I just show you, these guys are the Malorn Defenders. So I've already designed these guys, but I'm redoing the design. And so these guys are one of your most elite long spear pike units. So hopefully you like the look of these guys. And you'll be seeing them made fairly soon. Our other concept artist, Ered, is working on Lothlorien as well. He did some really cool designs for the Last Alliance mod, if you've heard of that. So he's very keen on elves. And he's doing dwarves. So if you're elf fans and dwarf fans, he's doing both. Noel saying, yes, he did boost the server. Yes. "25 people. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, welcome all." And, you know, those of you who've been watching for a while will know that I keep saying this, but to anyone who's new to Rise of Mordor, do have a look at our description, the video description, where you can see the links to all our social media, like Discord, and we have a Reddit page as well. And you can find out more about the project. And if you're, even if you're just got a little bit of experience with Blender or something, do look into recruitment. Because if you love Lord of the Rings, I mean, it's such a rewarding thing to be part of, honestly. I remember when I think I first saw Rise of Mordor on Pixelated Apollo's channel. Back in when he did that first video on it, when Gondor and Dale were the only factions that were complete, and I just remember looking at it, and it was just insane. I loved it, and I just wished I could be part of that, and now I am. So it's really rewarding. Thanks, everyone. Thank you very much. How long have you all followed Rise of Mordor for? It's interesting. We have a lot of old fans, and we have a lot of newcomers that had a massive surge in popularity recently. I think we had an update, and combined with, we won 8th place in Mod of the Year on ModDB, which is very welcome. So those things combined meant we had a massive influx of newcomers. Almost got 7,000 members on our Discord server. Hopefully we can keep growing. It's really it's a good time. It's a good time for the mod. Fingers McNippleson, is Toast Soda also designing some units? Yes. Toast Soda is one of our very new recruits who took the last space of 2D artists. We've got too many now. We've got enough now. And he's designing some Gundabad units, I think. And they're not the Gundabad units you see. They're not those really heavy armoured guys you see in the movie. Those are for Dol Guldur. So I'm not sure what they're doing with it. But you'll see that soon as well. The mod team's I think it's bigger than ever before. There's about 30 members, which is really, yeah. Me saying whenever people are looking for matches, you've got classes. Ah, yeah. We've got a fairly balanced demographic of people on our Discord. I mean, there's about a quarter of you are from the United States, and then there's a lot of you from Europe and from England. Actually, quite a few from England as well. Alas, now we're no longer in the European Union. We don't talk about politics though. But yeah, we've got a varied fan base. So I don't know. I think that's just bad luck, my friend. Joseph Maloney saying similar length of time from its start. Ah, right. Tamas saying, have I ever tried Age of the Ring mod? I haven't. No, I haven't. I've seen it. It looks really, really cool. Meaty saying, I'm not good enough at art or modding, but I got you with emotional support. Love it. Really appreciate that, man. Means just as much. Teutonic Knight, hi. Remember you from last stream as well. Last stream was only a couple of days ago. And to anyone who's new, who's joined, this is the last one of these guys you'll see. I won't finish these in this episode, I guess you can call it, but I'll do it. I'll work super hard to get these finished, and then hopefully soon you'll see Frusty start modelling them. Sooner than you think. So you'll see the whole process. These rings look incredibly big, actually. They look alright. Usually, I try and do a better job with mail armor. Just because if you get it looking good, it looks really, really good. If you can get it right. But for the purposes, I'll tidy it up off camera. On the stream, I have to focus on too many things at once, so the quality tends to suffer a little bit. I get to hear what you guys think. Ragnarok, Ivo, hello again. Can't wait to see these amazing looking guys in game. Nor can I, man. Nor can I. I'm excited to see Frusty stream the modelling of these guys. Grim Looters, looking badass. Teutonic Knight saying, so what about the wings? Did I decide on that? I'm not going to add the wings, no. I think they may look... It looks good, but these guys wouldn't have massive ornamental wings when they're killing dragons. And obviously they've got massive, fire hazards all over them. They've got a massive beard and feathers on their head, but we're ignoring that. The wings, I think, make them a little too elite and sort of border into Warhammer territory. And I think the Lord of the Rings aesthetic kind of stays fairly simple. Even the elite units stay pretty simple. We saw a bit of The Hobbit sort of strayed into Warhammer aesthetic a little bit, which was a shame. I forgot what I was working on. Oh yeah, the mail. Gosh, I just start working on random things, so if I suddenly deviate, do remind me. Grim Looters looking badass. Thank you. I've read that already. Grim Looter saying maybe they're normal size rings, but it's just because he's a very small man. Absolutely. That's why I'm making them so big. It helps with the look. It helps them. It helps you as the player make them. Because obviously we can't, or rather we're choosing not to do a special set of animations or a special skeleton for these guys. Because obviously dwarves in the Hobbit movies have much bigger heads and much bigger hands, and they're broader and squat figures. But in Attila, we have to just shrink down a human to slightly smaller size, which doesn't look as good. They don't look very realistic. But it means making a new skeleton involves a whole load of animation. And at the moment, we're working hard on the troll. And after that, you'll see wargs and mumakil and crazy stuff like that. So dwarves are fairly low priority. So we're trying to do everything we can to make them look dwarvish, but sticking within the limits of the game. Teutonic Knight saying that makes sense. Meaty, did I figure out the dragon wings? Oh, I just answered that one. No, I didn't. I'm choosing not to have them. Just because it begins to look a bit too much in a way. I think they'll still look very cool without them. The captain especially, he's going to have a side-on plume. And he's going to have it like the reference photo. Oh, remember that one? Where are we? That one. He's going to have the captain of the unit's going to have a crazy thing like that. And if you're wondering why these guys don't really look like anything else we see in the movies, it's because they're not from Erebor or the Iron Hills. They're from the Grey Mountains, Ered, Mithrin. So I'm trying to give them their own look. Let's do the beard now. I'm going to leave the mail for now. Let's get the beard looking nice and all these little hairs. Meaty's saying, I want to see a normal-sized dwarf. That would be very scary. Imagine how strong they'd be. That's what we call a half-troll. Yeah. You will see some kind of... I'm not sure if they're half-trolls. For Harad. Maybe a sign for what's coming next. You never know. But yeah, Harad gets a sort of... mutants of Far Harad, they're called. Which I believe is a sort of crossbreed kind of mutated troll being. Which I'm looking forward to designing. They're going to be very fun to design. But I think that's what we have as a half troll. The captain looks like a boss, says Meaty. Yes, he absolutely does. A good unit captain also helps elevate that unit so much. Like the Dale captains look so cool with that crazy, I don't know what even that weapon is, but it's a sword on steroids, cleaver kind of thing. Let's get some pattern on this as well. Teutonic Knight. Oh, then we've got some more questions. Luke Reiner saying, sorry for the question, but what are all the stages to make one unit model? Well, you're looking at the first stage. This is basically stage 1. I do the concept for the unit for the modeler, and then they take it into their software and they make what I've drawn here. And if you stick around for a while, you'll see, not in this stream, but Frusty, our dwarven modeler, is going to start making these guys fairly soon. So hit the bell or join our Discord, and you'll find out when Frusty does it. You can see the second stage, which is the model making. the actual sculpting. And then there's, to be honest, I'm not very knowledgeable on the entire sculpting process, or the entire modelling process. It is big. There's all kinds of crazy things like, UV unwrapping and baking, and I don't know what they mean. Not a clue, but it sounds very fancy, and it's a lot of work. I know that. And we have a very dedicated team of modelers. And then after that, you have to do rigging. So you have to sort of fit your assets that you've made onto a vanilla skeleton. And then it should be in game. And of course, then there's the unit card as well. So I do the unit cards now. So that's the icing on the top, I guess. Teutonic Knight saying, I mean trollmen, in reference to the mutants of Far Harad. I think so, yeah. We're not calling them trollmen. And they're going to be much bigger. I mean, I know they're in sort of Third Age, sort of divide and conquer and things, but they look human-sized. Whereas our ones are going to be half troll, quite literally. Massive things with mutations and giant clubs and things. I look forward to them. Geert saying, wouldn't it be cool if the dwarves in the game speak Kuzdal? I'm sure they will. I'm sure they'll throw in some dwarven war cries. Baruk Khazad and Khazad Aimenu. Sure you'll see them pop up. But yeah, I'm not sure what the status is on voice acting and voice lines just yet. I know there's nice news notifications. Wow, why am I getting that? Interesting. I've completely lost what I was saying. Voice acting. Yeah, I'm not sure what the current status is on voice acting, but you'll see it shortly, I imagine. By shortly, I do mean it could be up to a year, or 2 years, or 5 years. Because we tend not to give solid deadlines, because often they don't get met, and then there's disappointment. So I often say, expect the mod to be ready by 2070, and then you'll never be disappointed. I don't know, English is a pretty cool language. I think so. Dwarven war cries in English in that thick Scottish accent does sound very cool as well. Absolutely. I agree, I'm sure there'll be a lot of that as well. Durin Memento saying, Durin, we'll be proud of your work. Oh, thank you. There's a lot of Dwarven fans, clearly, this evening. Luke Reiner saying, how long did it take to get that good at Photoshop? Well, actually, Photoshop, I've only been working on it for about 9 months. That was when I started, that's when I joined Rise of Mordor. I've practiced a lot in that time. I must have drawn about 60, 70 concepts. So I'm still learning, very much so. But I've done art all my life, since I was 3 years old. So I've got lots of, stuff like lighting and perspective, proportion. Those are sort of things you can't learn quickly. And to be honest, yeah, just learning Photoshop. If you have all those skills beforehand, it's very easy to pick up. You're not really learning anything new artistically. You're just learning how to use layers and the keyboard shortcuts and stuff like that. There's a flip to make you. So I'm the artist, I get accustomed to looking at it, so I can't pick up the inaccuracies, but when I flip it, I can see them all. But this looks okay to me. That looks okay. Teutonic Knight, Song of Durin starts playing. Is that the song by Clamavi de Profundus on YouTube? In which case, I wholeheartedly agree. That is a truly epic song. Love them. And if you're not familiar with Clamavi de Profundus, they harmonise Tolkien's poems into these really epic, brilliant songs. So do check them out if you're having a bad day. That'll lift your spirits. But yeah, back to how long did it take to get good at Photoshop? Our other concept artist, Ered, who's doing Lothlorien and the lower tiers for Erebor, he learned Photoshop in a matter of hours, days. He was already a talented artist in real life, so all he needed was just the help, and he's flying now. He's producing really, really cool stuff. And if you're new to Rise of Mordor, do have a look in the description. Our links to our social media are going to be there. Our Discord is where we do most of our stuff, and you can see all the kind of previews and get all the most recent news. So do have a look at that. There's also recruitment there, so we very much appreciate if you have any skills. If you're into that kind of stuff, do apply to one of the many roles you can see in our recruitment channel. Go and have a read of that. And while I've been speaking, I've just been doing these, getting the detail up on this hair. And he's kept it pretty well groomed. These nice ornamental bits that may or may not make it into the model, I don't know. Teutonic Knight saying, yes, I love them. Ah, indeed, good. Clearly have a good music taste. And to anyone who doesn't, you just haven't found them yet. I'm not going to say you have a bad music taste. So let's get some lighter colours. Let's get that down a bit more, and the brush size. And let's do loads of little details, little detailed hairs. We'll make it pop. Just mess things up a little bit. Tamas asking, are you planning to add some more heroes to the mod? Yes, absolutely. The thing about custom generals is that, you know, modelling a custom general takes just as long as modelling a unit. So at the moment our priorities are to get the units done, and then we're going to focus on the custom generals. But if you have a look on our Trello page, which is linked, I think that's the fourth link down in the description, you can have a look at all the oh no, you can't, sorry, that's the private one. You can see all the generals. You can still see some of them if you look on our Trello page. But all the ones you'd expect are going to be in there, you know, Legolas, Dane, you know, Boromir, all of them. And also, I think Thranduil's currently in game, or something similar to Thranduil. I'm not entirely sure. And also Camul for Dol Guldur is being worked on. Had lots of fun doing that concept a while ago. But yeah, so they do require a lot of work. You'll very much see them. Taiki ZA. Hi guys, welcome. Thanks for stopping by. It's great to see so many familiar faces. We're working on the last part of the Ered Mithrin veterans today. just because you'll see these guys being made soon in the stream. So you'll see the whole process. And hopefully the fact these guys are getting made really quickly and really soon will... Let's get the opacity up a bit. Those of you who are sad to see the Grim Hammers leave, your tears will be dried when you know that these guys are coming really soon. Don't know where I was going there. Teutonic Knight saying, where did I get the inspiration for Camul's look? If you didn't know, Camul is in The Hobbit. He's in the Hobbit film. When the White Council invade Dol Guldur at the beginning of the third one, he's one of the wraiths. I can show you actually if you like. Let's have a look at Dol Guldur. I think I have a reference photo here. Here we go. There he is. So that's from the actual movie. So he's obviously got his Easterling helmet with these really cool horns and this stuff here. I think here, and here's Aldor's model, which already is an asset in game. Well, that's already ready. So that looks amazing. And here's my concept. Very festive. Had a lot of fun with this one. There's a lot of crazy details that took ages, but very much worth it. Let's get back to the dwarves. Arnas Karpovas saying, "Rip, rest in peace, Grimhammers. Why are the new Erebor dwarves look so dark and rusty?" They're still actually being worked on. Don't worry, they'll look really good in game. Frusty's working really hard to get them perfect, and they already look so much better than the old one, which were really good as well. It just goes to show you how dedicated our team is. But yeah, don't you worry, they'll all look good. Teutonic Knight saying, "That looks awesome." And I imagine the stream is slightly behind the chat. Or what I'm saying rather is you're hearing it a couple of minutes after I'm saying it in real life. So if you do ask a question, I will get round to it, don't you worry. Absolutely will answer everyone. Just might take a while. Arnas Karpova saying, "I hope so because the Iron Hill dwarves look amazing." Yes, indeed, they do look really good, don't they? They were made by Fuzzy Bear, I think, and he's working on the Baruch Guard, giant double-bladed axe-wielding madmen for Erebor, another tier 4 elite unit. So dwarves are getting a lot of love in the next update, that's for sure. The next update is going to be a big one, folks. Very big one. So I'd say that's the beard about done. Touch it up after off camera, but I think that looks okay. It does look a bit sort of symmetrical. It doesn't look quite realistic, but I'll touch it up, like I say, once the stream's over. Ready for Frusty to start modelling. Let's add some runes. What are we thinking? I'm going to write beard on it. So that's an R. is sort of slightly off H. And A. And there doesn't appear to be a C. Oh, why am I looking for C? There's no C in beard. What am I doing? Ah, good lord. If anyone ever approaches me and says, why does I notice that the beard ring says beard, that would be truly commendable. And a D is a sort of F kind of shape. And now, I'd say that's about good enough. Let's get on with, let's touch up the face a bit more. Add some scratch. These guys are going to be, since these are hardy warriors, they're going to be scratched up. They look good, obviously. They look really fancy and they're probably quite rich, but it doesn't mean they're not beaten up a bit. And I'm not trying to, I'm being quite gentle with the strokes. I'm being quite free. I'm not, because it just gives having quite tight strokes is not quite sure where I'm going with that, but having a loose kind of style to your drawing, it shows through. And I mean, this kind of finish on the helmet here isn't very, I mean, I would go much more than that, and I will do that off camera. So essentially I'd continue what I'm doing here like that with these little scratches and adding tiny bits of dents and dirt. Keep doing that until it really begins to pop. But then I want to keep the stream interesting, so let's stop this fairly soon and let's go to the belt buckle. Which I'm looking forward to doing. And if you remember from last stream, I had a lot of trouble with this dragon head. So I've learned from that mistake, and it was only saved by you guys. But I've learned from the mistake, and I've got a drawing in front of me that I've done on my sketchbook. I'm just going to copy, and I'm happy with it. So I was saying those rooms look amazing. Thank you. Hackhousey, thank you. Thanks, man. Teutonic Knight saying, I guess the Erebor dwarves are inspired by their short appearance in the movie. The Erebor dwarves are from the movie. And in the movie they are short. You are correct there. Flora's saying, I mean the whole artwork is amazing. Thanks, man. You're not a big fan of the Erebor dwarves? Is that in the films or in the mod? Are you talking about the new reskins that have happened? Iron Hills is the way to go. They do look very sexy, don't they? So let me start laying out this dragon that I'm going to put on the buckle. Dark. So I'm going to have a border like so. When I focus, I go quiet. Apologies. I'll look into getting some music for next time. We can't use copyrighted stuff because that Warner Brothers is incredibly vigilant about that kind of use, and obviously we don't want to anger the beast. We are a free passion project, but still, you know, the legal stuff it's not, it's cloudy. No one's really quite sure, so we want to be careful. Thanked him with a legion and said good morning. He absolutely did. Teutonic Knight saying the Erebor dwarves appeared in a few scenes. Yeah, in the introduction, the prologue in the first film. I think they look very cool, to be honest. It's one of my favourite designs from the movie, Hobbit movie. And on the whole, they sort of look. The Hobbit design went for more kind of Warhammery, fantasy type thing, as opposed to Lord of the Rings, which was simpler. But the dwarves, I really like them. Iron Hills look good as well. Yeah. Flores saying the Erebor dwarves got munched by an oversized fire-spewing lizard. Well, I mean, I don't think the Iron Hills would have fared much better either, to be honest. But still, yeah, they do look very cool. Can't deny that. Okay, so you can see I'm looking down at my concept on the floor, and this belt buckle is inspired by Thorin's regal armor that we see in the third film, and it has 2 dragon heads. Like so. Pausing every few moments to look down. Luke Ryan is saying, what faction am I looking forward to playing the most? I'm looking forward to Arnor. I love the way they look. Well, I mean, I designed them. That sounds boastful, but they're my favourite aesthetic so far. Teutonic Knight saying they look quite professional. Is that these guys or the Erebor dwarves? Any army that has organised soldiers with matching armor looks very professional. So now we're going to bring. Ooh, have I done it slightly wrong? I'm trying to copy it exactly. Okay, so we bring that down like that. See, the belt is at an angle, or is at an angle, so be careful of that as well. And the wings, okay, how the wings. I don't think anything's wrong with your grammar, Teutonic Knight. If you're confused as to where I'm going with this, don't worry. I've got my a reference on the floor. Really should have used a new layer for this, but I forget that all the time. Okay, so the tail's going to be a little tricky. It comes around like that, all the way down, round. And up. "40 people. Welcome everyone who's joined. And if you're new to Rise of Mordor, have a look in our description where you can see all our social media and find out more about the project. Or you can see some more of my art if you'd like to see that. Self-promotion doesn't ever hurt. Luke Reiner saying, what direction are you guys planning to take Umbar? Interesting question. Well, my answer is you'll see shortly. You'll see very soon. But Umbar is not a standalone faction at the moment. It's one of the sort of sub-factions in Ered. And Ered's, you'll be seeing them soon, is what I'll say. Umbar gets 4 units, 2 low-tier Corsair units, and 1 sort of tier 3 sword and board infantry, and 1 really elite unit, which I'm really looking forward to designing. And if you want to have a look, the roster is available on our Trello page. Stumbling all over my words today. So do go and have a look at that if you'd like to find out more about the faction, how we're going to structure them and stuff. Hackers, you saying, will there be named characters like Boromir? Yes. AVO suggesting Azog as a character. I can't remember off the top of my head which generals will make it in and which won't. I'm sure we wouldn't miss out Azog. Unless we're choosing not to do him because it's a break of the law. Because obviously, if you don't know, in the Hobbit movies, he's the bad guy. If you didn't know, in the book, he's already dead. He's long dead. And it was his son, Bolg, that took his place and killed Thorin. And there wasn't that crazy hunt across Middle-earth that we see in the films. So I'm not sure what we're approaching that, but Hackers, you saying, Boromir, my boy, needing some love? Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. But yeah, I said it just now, but custom generals will come right at the end, because it's making a custom general is just as time consuming as a whole new unit, so that's not our focus right now. Plague Doctor, welcome Plague Doctor. Nice, thank you. We're doing the belt buckle at the moment. This is the last one of these 3 Ered Mithrin streams, because you'll see Frusty start modelling these guys soon. Teutonic Knight saying Dane killed him. Yes, he did. I think he did, yeah. Unless my memory is false. Oh, Teutonic Knight. Are you Seven Nation Army on Discord? I recall that Seven Nation Army has a Teutonic Knight as a profile picture. So if you didn't know, Seven Nation Army is officially our biggest fan, and I think he's one of our testers now. Luke Reiner asking, is the plan to finish the mod eventually and be done, or to always be working on it like Divide and Conquer? Yes, so we will get to a point where everything's finished, essentially. And I suppose Divide and Conquer is finished in that everything works with everything else. Obviously, at the moment, with Rise of Mordor, some of the factions are missing half their roster. Some don't have a roster. So, yes, the plan is to keep going. Eventually, it'll come a point where you can just play it, and the campaign will be out, and it'll keep me working. I mean, obviously, it needs work to get better. There'll always be problems with it, and we'll always have to keep fixing it. But yeah, I think it'll be a constant job. Total War battles. Appreciate that. Teutonic Knight saying, I have a dwarf. Oh, ignore that. Sorry, these are the buttons on my my drawing tablet. That new layer one's really useful, and the undo. Teutonic Knight saying, I have a dwarf. I'm not sure what you mean by that, but comes down, and then that goes along. That's really off. Whoa. So I'm struggling with the perspective a little bit. See that? So I'm trying to work on the buckle because it's not flat, this buckle, so it's slightly harder to do. Whoops. Oh, right, Teutonic Knight's saying he has a dwarf profile pic, so oh no, I was wrong. You're not Seven Nation Army. Divide and Conquer next update will have Arnor and the Reunited Kingdom. Yeah, it's a really big update, isn't it? They have Anduin Vale and Enedwaith. Misty Mountains reworked Dorwinion. So yeah, it's a lot to look forward to. Reunited Kingdom is my favourite faction in Rise of Mordor as well. The Reforged Realm of Arnor, which sadly you won't see in Rise of Mordor for a while because they're quite low priority, and you can't see them on our Trello board either because they're private. But they're the concepts, at least you'll see as I have a look at them in the previews channel. Hull Tigers 152. Is the plan to finish all the factions and full rosters before releasing any form of a finished campaign? Not necessarily, no. We're limited at the moment in that we can't release the campaign because we're still working on it. So the campaign map is being worked on by Leo in his separate campaign stream. So do it sounds cringy, but hit the bell, subscribe, hit the bell, and you will get notified when Leo streams his campaign stuff. It's really cool. I do recommend it. and he's essentially making the aesthetic look of the map. And then we're developing a tool that will make, modding the AI possible. Making it understand where it can move and where cities are, etc. And then we just need to make all the custom assets, like the towns and the settlements, and do all the work behind them. You'll see videos soon, I think, detailing. I'm not quite sure exactly what they're doing, but possibly something similar to that Kingdoms of Arda style campaign description video. If you've seen those videos by, I think, Macbeth or John M. But as soon as the campaign is possible, you'll see it. As soon as it's even if it's in a very young stage, you'll see it. It doesn't matter that the factions won't be complete. Teutonic Knight saying, I found it interesting that a lot of people like Arnor. They just look cool. You'll be glad to know that the look from the prologue, they are the lower tier troops, but they'll still be in the mod. And Elendil's armor and stuff inspired my personal favourite concept to date, the Lords of Westerness. This belt buckle's taking a while, but I want to get it looking really good because it's these little small details. It's not finished yet, don't you worry. It's based off Thorin's belt buckle. Let's have a look if I can find it. I might have a picture of it. What am I looking for? Oh, I don't have it there. Thorin buckle. Regal buckle, possibly. No, there's his one from the other films. Regal armor. If you can see there. Oh, God, bugging out. Terrible. I'm terribly sorry for the unprofessional use of the chat. You can see that shape there, and it's got carving on Thorin's one. It's got a raven with two heads, but on this one, I'm going to use the dragon, and I'm going to do it red. I think it was black and gold for Thorin's one, but Andreas Madsen saying, how do you plan to make all the characters in-game profile pictures? It's a small detail, but it could be cool if it was made like concept art, like my Thorin project on Instagram. Oh, thank you. You follow my Instagram. That's cheeky shout out. If you would like to see my Instagram, it's in the description below. And yeah, I draw Thorin, that exact picture. I do Thorin every year. I guess I'll show you. Here is all 6 years. I'd started in 2015, so that's this year's one. So that one was in oil paint, so I won't do it like that. No, I'm not sure how we're going to approach generals. A cool idea that I kind of like is that all our mod team get put in as custom as cool generals for the factions. That'd be a nice touch, I think. Floris asking, what's my name on Discord? It's Myron. I'm the concept artist, the lead concept artist. There's 3 of us. Yeah, Myron. That's Maeron. Teutonic Knight saying, you love the prologue look. Yeah, it's really cool, isn't it? Let's go. Oh, sorry, I'm deviating from the belt buckle again. I told you to remind me when I deviate. Let's get some red enameling on that belt. Toki Mairi, how are you and how's the dev team going? I'm very good, thank you. And the dev team is going strong. We've never had a bigger team. It's a pleasure to work with them. How are you all this fine Friday evening? It's evening for me in England. Jaws asking, will we make the Oricani dwarves as a faction? Not currently, no. But there is one unit. If you look at the Erebor roster on Trello, there's one unit called the Dwarves of the Red Mountains, which will be Oricani. And I think Edred's going to design them. It'll be really cool to see how they look, because it's a kind of like, it's an Eastern dwarf, isn't it? It's an Oriental style take on that dwarven geometry. So it's really interesting to see what he'll do. But that's it as currently. Yeah, hopefully you can see what's happening now with this dragon. So I'm going to just speed things up a bit. It's a very slow way of working. So if we make an outline, so. Of course, it will all be tidied up after this. I need to get this concept ready for Fruity to model. If you've just joined, Fruity is going to be modeling this live, so you'll see more than just the concept art process. You'll see the entire process. Because once he's finished it, I'm going to do the unit card as well. That looks quite crude right now, but I will go over that again. So yeah, you'll see lots and lots of work, and so do hit the bell, subscribe. As cringy as it sounds, or you can join the Discord, become a follower. If you go to server setup, you can get the follower role, and then oh, what's happened there? We've selected a weird color. Yeah, but if you get the follower role, you'll get notified, you'll get pinged when we next do a stream, which will be really soon. Teutonic Knight asking, will there be more Iron Hills units? On Trello, I just see the Iron Guard. Yes, there will be possibly only one more, which is the Matic Warriors. They are going to be AOR, area of recruitment as well. I'm not sure though. I mean, I know there was a point where the Iron Hills Dwarves were going to be their own faction, but that's certainly not planned anymore. So I'm not sure. Do have a look at the Matics. The Iron Hill Matics is a tier 2 shock infantry, so they'll be Iron Hills, yeah. So that's what I have planned on my concept I have on my floor for this belt buckle. Do let me know how it looks. If you think there's something I could add to it, I'd love to hear what you think. So I want you to have a voice in this concept as well, because this is a special sort of stream-only concept after all. So I was saying, wait, I said Myron. Yes, I did, Myron. If you go to the previews channel, you'll see my name that's posted the concept art. I know people say Mayron, but I use the Elvish pronunciation, so it's Myron. Which must sound incredibly cringy when I listen to that back, it's going to sound incredibly cringy. I just said that, but I don't dabble that much in Elvish. I don't know that much. I tell you that the Ered Mithrin veterans means Grey Mountains. Ered Mithrin means Grey Mountains, as in Mithrandir, Gandalf the Grey. Luke Reiner asking, am I excited for Kingdoms of Arda? Yes, I am. The work they've done on that is really stunning. The models and stuff look great. Floris saying, reacted to one. See you around. Thank you. Yeah, thanks for stopping by, Floris. Thank you. You guys supporting us does mean a huge amount. So even if there's nothing else that you feel that you can help us with, just being a supportive community member, it gives us so much motivation. And I think these regular streams that we're doing now really help, connect us to the community, and you can ask your questions. And because before it felt like there was a bit of a divide between the modders and the community. So these streams are really the chance to talk to us developers. Caboose from Steam saying, so is it true that you guys are going to be able to have a custom map for Lord of the Rings? Absolutely. Absolutely. The tools aren't publicly available, so Total War didn't, so Creative Assembly didn't release those tools. But we're making our own, which means, and if you have a look at the Rise of Mordor channel, you can see campaign map streams from Leo. He's the guy working on the aesthetic campaign map, and that bit's quite easily done. But the actual modding side, where you have to develop a tool to make the AI understand how the terrain works, etc., that's the difficult bit, and that's what we're doing now. But if you want to see Leo work on the aesthetic side of the campaign map, do check out those streams and click the bell to get notified when he does his next one, which will be fairly soon. Oh, I think I like the look of that. A little more detail. I think we need more patterning. Flores saying they certainly are. Also a good way for us followers to give some ideas and for the devs to share some insights. Yes, yeah. No, it's really fun doing these. Caboose from Stream saying, where can I donate? We can't accept donations, I'm afraid, because of course it's a complete breach of copyright to get money for something that isn't our property, which is a shame because our team does so much work and it's so devoted, so it would be only fair, but unfortunately for the sake of staying safe legally, we can't accept donations. Helping the team and being insane, community members like you already are, that's the best thing you can do, really. One thing you can do is boost our Rise of Mordor Discord server. If you boost the server, you get access to the Sneak Peeks channel, which is a place where the developers sort of dump their work in progress shots, models, concept art, etc. So that might be something to consider. Goodbye, Floris. Thanks for popping by. Caboose from Steam saying, to be honest, the custom map was a make or break for me. Yes, indeed. I wouldn't have minded playing a custom battles, but my immersion would have been broken on a Europe map. Yeah, there is a submod that's currently available, which does use the Europe map, but it is Lord of the Rings. But that's just a submod that isn't official or anything. It's made by our UI artist. So if you've played the new update, you'll notice that everything's changed with the UI. So he's made a campaign mod, a submod that adds the Lord of the Rings map on the Europe map. But yes, absolutely, it'll look like Middle Earth. Donating your emotional support. That's the best thing you can do, and it is most appreciated. Just colour that slightly darker. And this belt looks all quite clean right now, but we're going to make it nice and beaten up. But yeah, what do you think of that belt buckle? I'm pretty pleased with it. One last little detail. If you're wondering why I've just suddenly flawlessly, if you weren't here before, I flawlessly designed this on the go. I do have a sketch next to me that I prepared earlier, because last stream I had immense trouble with this dragon head, and it was only you guys that came in and saved it. I didn't know what I was doing. I was trying to make it up on the go, and it just didn't work. So thanks to anyone who's here that helped me last stream. I've learnt my lesson now, and I've designed beforehand. Joseph Maloney saying the buckle looks good. Good stuff, good stuff. Glad you like it. I think it looks amazing. As a dwarf enthusiast, I approve. That's all that counts. I'm glad we're giving you the dwarven content finally, after so long, after so many years of neglect. Finally getting all the dwarven content. I zoom in and out a lot. Because when you're working in the tiny details, it's very easy to get lost and do something crazy, and then you realise when you zoom out again that it looks just completely off. So a good balance of zooming in and out. Yeah, I like it. It sticks out a little bit at the moment. Maybe because the rest of the unit isn't quite as detailed as I would have liked. But yeah, I'm happy with it. A little darker. Well, I was going to add some details on the chest, actually. Let's do that. How's he saying? We all learn as we go. Absolutely. Very true. Alexander Brown asking, have I tried using a pen and tablet for digital art? I use that. I think it's very hard to do digital art with digital art. Sorry, I slurred that horribly. It's very hard to do digital without that stylus and stuff. I've tried using a mouse. It's not fun. Caboose from Steam very rightly pointing out, yes, I'm already using that. I'm not on a mouse, no. I'm on a laptop at the moment. I've got PC parts waiting right next to me, but I'm waiting for some in the post. Rise of Mordor saying, make a cob piece. If you mean like a piece here that goes sort of, that's a really good idea. I'll think about it. I'll add that in off camera because I need to think about that. I'm not going to have a repeat of last stream where I designed something crazy and spend an hour trying to fix it. I'll design that off camera, but that's a good idea, yeah. Caboose from Steam saying, you'd assume that it'd be difficult to do the small details with a mouse. Yes, you're absolutely right. Very, very true. It's tried it once, but you're so limited, yeah. Right, let's lower the opacity again. Let's do some grime and stuff in these cracks, or in the just to help highlight the fact this is a sort of raised carving kind of. Little bits like this kind of grime and scratches and dents and things like that. That adds so much realism. So I'll just do these little bits here, and then I'll zoom out and you'll see that it looks. Well, hopefully you'll see that it looks already a whole lot more improved. Yeah, that looks much better. Caboose from Steam saying, I haven't played the mod in a while. Are these extremely heavily armoured dwarves with the breastplate? Are there extremely heavily armoured dwarves with the breastplate? And such I would love to form the dwarvish line in the Battle of Five Armies. The Iron Hills units probably is what you mean from the final Hobbit movie. They're in it. That's a really cool elite unit you get. And your mainline infantry are the dwarves of Erebor that you see in the prologue of the first Hobbit movie. The ones that get absolutely taken to church by Smaug. They undoubtedly have very cool armour though. So they're your main line infantry. So either way, yes, you have lots of heavily armoured dwarves. And staggering 6 elite units, 6 tier 4 units. And at the moment you only have 1 in game, but these are a second one. The Baruk Guard is a double bladed axe, and then there's the Mansion Reclaimers, which is a Mithril armoured unit you get for retaking Moria, and Treasure Hoard Wardens, which is an elite pike unit. So you get everything, all the heavy infantry. You're absolutely the king of heavy infantry as the dwarves. Thank you, Teutonic Knight. Let's get some dints on this enamelling. I'm going to do that. So we're going to have some more detail on that dragon's body. Like so. And we're going to add some sort of zigzag pattern. This, if anyone who's joined, this belt buckle is Thorin from Thorin's regal armour, but we're sort of taking a twist on that and we're designing it in as the Dragon Slayer's belt, giving it a nice dragon twist. Caboose from Steam says, stop, you're spoiling me with this news. Well, hopefully it's good to get you prepared so you don't get too excited when the new update comes out. I'm just preparing you for intense excitement, that's all. Rostam Sultanov, very nice. You are cool guys. Thank you very much. Thank you. We do put a lot of time and effort into this, so it's really nice to see such nice responses from you all. It's one of the best things you can do as community members is to help, to be enthusiastic and give such nice feedback. It helps us get the motivation because we have to do it all in our own time. I say that I'm in a gap year, so I've got no excuse really. I don't have much other to do. Not with full lockdown. We're currently in complete lockdown in the United Kingdom, which is lovely. For the 3rd time. People here apparently are incompetent and can't follow the rules. Forgot to give him eyes. Oh, he looks very stupid like that. Let's give him some actually cool looking eyes. He looks like a cartoon dinosaur. I like that. Caboose from Steam saying, "Holy crap! I just checked your art Instagram, and the armored Thorin sitting down looks fantastic. Did you make that for someone? And if not, how much are my commissions?" Oh, well, thank you. That's an incredibly good advertisement for my Instagram, which is in the description below. But yeah, this, if you don't know what he's talking about, this is my Thorin comparison. I do this every single year, and that's the one from this year in oil paint. And no, it's just something I do every year. I think this was the last one I'm going to do, but yeah, and I do commissions if you like, but I hopefully a fairly affordable price. But I mean, I don't do them that often, so I take each one by, I take each one by individually. I don't have a sort of fixed rate or anything. Can't really see his eyes. I'm just going to do that. So these guys, Teutonic Knight asking, so these guys will be in the next update. The hope, yeah, absolutely. So I think you'll see Frusty start modelling these fairly soon. I believe he's going to stream it. So you're going to see the whole thing. And yeah, they'll be in the new update. The new update is, I mean, I've said it before. Again, I'll say it again, the new update is going to be incredible. So do stay tuned for that. There's going to be a lot of new stuff in there to look forward to. For everyone, dwarf fans, elf fans, fans of the Horse Lords, maybe. Fans of the Desert Folk, perhaps. Not confirming anything, just hinting. Luke Ryan is saying I took a gap year. Yes, I did. Very luckily, because everyone I know who's gone to university has had to do the whole year from remote. So they've completely missed out on the university experience. So I'm glad I did, yeah. I'm from high school to college, or from college to grad school. We don't use those words here. I'm not actually quite sure. High school is the English equivalent of secondary school, I think, is what you mean. And college is university. So yeah, I think in that case it's high school to college, yeah. From secondary school to university in English school terms. The eyes make him look very turfy. They do, don't they? So I'm not sure. Let's think of something else for the eyes. Maybe something connected here. God, he looks very silly, doesn't he? I'm going to leave them. I'll come back to them off camera and I'll make something hopefully that looks better than what I can do now. Again, that's me trying to think of something on the spot, which always tends to go badly in these streams. So I'm going to do it off camera, and when you see the finished preview on our previews channel, it'll look complete. Noel asking, could trolls be coming in the next update? Well, I guess you'll have to wait and see. To be honest, I don't know actually. I don't know how the animations are going with them. But the models and everything is complete, yes. We're keeping them quite secret. It's good, it's making people excited. I'm not confirming or denying anything. Merely hinting. Jaws asking, am I painting with the mouse? No, I'm not. I've got a special drawing pad that uses a stylus and stuff, because I paint with the mouse. I've only done it a couple of times, but it is a nightmare. You can't get as like these movements I'm doing here are really like quick and flowing, and you can't really get that with a mouse, or it's much more difficult rather. If anyone can draw like this with a mouse, absolutely hats off to you. I mean, you're a better artist than I'll ever be. But on the whole, yeah, I think it's generally accepted you need. It's generally accepted you need a drawing pad for art, 2D art. I think 3D modelling. I've got a friend who does 3D modelling using the mouse, so I think that's okay, just about. And gosh, you know what? That's time on the stream. That's my time finished on the stream. I need to go and make dinner. I need to go and serve dinner. Which means I'm going to have to bring it to a close fairly soon. I'm just going to draw the quick outline of the belt, which I've got on the floor next to me as well, which will be like that, and there'll be a pattern like this. And he'll have the buckle, like so. And the reason you won't see me finishing this concept is because Frusty needs it to start modelling. And I think he's going to start modelling very soon. So basically I'm going to work tonight after dinner and tomorrow. And hopefully you'll see the stream fairly soon. And you'll see the finished concept in it. So I'm going to, what else could I do? So I've done the buckle. So I won't do any more for now. So that's the end in terms of progress for the stream today. What I'll do is the bottom of that mail is going to have the scales rather are going to have a gold trim. You'll have a piece of metal here, an armour plate there. I'll do the boots and some patterning on that skirt, tunic he's wearing. And everything will be tidied up and made much cooler. But in terms of art for today, I'm going to call it a day. So thank you ever so much for turning up. It really means so much to us. And our Discord link and stuff is in the description. You can see my art Instagram account there as well. So yeah, do have a look at that if you're new to Rise of Mordor. And hit the bell if you want to get notified for when we do the streams next, or become a follower in the Discord. But in terms of I'm going to call it a day for today. So thank you for coming. And yeah, hope to see you soon on the next stream, which will be a unit card stream. So thank you very much, folks. And take care, everyone. Bye.